So if you agree, we can start from everything that I get ready for you. We're going to have some parts. We're going to cover some parts. Of course, you know that we don't have that much time. It's not like the full lecture thing. So I'm going to go as fast as possible. Just try to have at least some minutes of free discussion about your concerns that you may have. I'm going to start from the cylinder that you know, that you may know from before. Sorry, could you please shut the door? Okay. There is a thinking that the Earth has unlimited resources. This is just a thinking that people may think that we've got unlimited resources on the planet Earth. So this is one way of thinking, one thinking. We're going to discuss whether is it true or not. And unlimited ability to observe our waste safely. This is another way of thinking, that we've got the condition. And we can continue with the same way that we are already living with the same standard and everything. So this is the way of thinking, that we are thinking that this is the Earth and this is the way that we're going to pass. Yes, there are some problems. We're going to fall down and then increase it and have the better world or something like that. So this is the way of thinking, but we're going to discuss whether it's correct or not. If some kind of disaster happened to us, we're not going to make it. The planet won't continue to the living. So we're going to discuss about the time frame that we have to got, and there's a force and there's a push that we need to cover. So that's the reason that we have to be sure about some concepts that we're going to cover. But this is just a second slide, so you don't miss that. The first thing that I'm going to tell you is the whole system thinking. And the meaning is there are some options that you're going to consider when you're going to analyze something, okay? But if we just try to focus on the matters that we are going to face, we're going to, finish it. At least I can say that it's not our aim to, finish everything just the way that we want. So there are some standards that we need to follow. So the whole system thinking, it means that you have to consider all the things and everything that is going to affect on your project, on anything that you're going to analyze. So that's the system thinking, the whole system thinking. We need to have an overlook from our system from very far, that we can see the connection between things that we don't even know that they're going to affect, but they really are. So that's the thing. So there are just some words. And there are some issues like deforestation, water use, climate change. All of them are different things. The climate change is something, it's not connected to the terrorism. This is the way of thinking. The overpopulation, energy use, energy resources, and the things like that. So these are some issues, these are some challenges, but the point is they are connected. Connected with somehow. If for example, the water use and the lack of resources of water could start a war. I don't know, something like that, because we don't have that much resources. At first I told you that there is a way of thinking that we've got unlimited resources on planet Earth, which is wrong. So all of them could connect together. Like, for example, if you don't have that much resources for the energy, if you can't continue your life or something like that, maybe there is going to be like the terrorist attacks or something like that. So it's going to be very dangerous for all of us. So that's the point that I'm going to tell you, that these issues are connected to each other somehow. That we need to know the connection. At the first look, it's not connected, but when we're going to deeply inside each of them and all of them, they are connected somehow, okay? So this is another thing that you need to know, that there is connection between all the issues that we've got. I'm going to just fast forward these kinds of things. This is all the things that I just summarized for you. So I'm going to start the real things from here, if you don't mind. So if you agree with me, that we've got a complex system, we need to plan it the way that we can have our needs without insulting the other's rights, or I don't know, something like that. So you can imagine what kind of things that we have to consider for having these kinds of plans. So first of all, we need to make sure that we've got a good definition of the system, and system is complex. As I told you, there are plenty of items that they are connected with each other. So you can't just say that, yeah, this is one thing, this is just the frustration, it's not connected to something like that. Yeah, like the climate change, it's okay, there's just some, I don't know, 1 centimeter or 1 inch or something, the seas are going to be high, so it's not that matter. We've got lots of space, but in some countries it's going to be like a disaster. So we have to consider system as a complex, and we have to plan the complex system, and that's the point. First of all, we've got a bunch of numbers here. This is just one simple example. We've got a bunch of numbers in here. Can you start finding 1, 2, and count it until, I don't know. Go as far as you can. You've got 1 minute to tell me what was the biggest number that you find. Go continuously. Find 1, 2, 3, something like that. Okay, how far did you go?
Until 9.
9.
The largest number is 65.
Did you count 1 to 65?
No, not all of them.
You have to count it from 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, I found the largest number.
I was looking for the biggest one.
Okay, that's great. No, you need to count from 1,
2.
I don't know, and go as high as you can. So what is your maximum number now?
8.
8? Okay.
9.
So we need some time for trying to find each number in this table, but if you know the pattern, that there are special places, like for example 1 is here, 2 is here, 3 is here, and then 4, 5, 6, if you find the sequence of the table, then you can easily try to find. But if you're going to find like 6 in that table, it's going to take lots of time. So first of all, for solving a problem in any kind of system, you have to know the system and find some kind of patterns, things that are going to repeat it with I don't know, some kind of frequency. So that's the thing. That's the reason of the that table. We need to find a pattern for everything. If you find a pattern and if you know how things are stationed in that system, you can easily trace them and easily find them. But otherwise, it's going to take lots of time with lots of errors to find the problem. Okay, so that's the reason that in the system you need to find some kind of relation between the elements. So which time did you count higher? When you know the sequence of the numbers, you can go, I don't know, very easily. So this is the framework. This is why we need to have some kind of standards for for our conversation. Like right now, I'm talking in English. I'm not using another language in my speech. Yes or no? So this is some kind of fixed standard for all of us, that we can understand some parts. It depends on the person. It depends on the guy. Maybe we lost some words, but we know the standard. So that's why. So this is some kind of agreement. This is some kind of principle that we've got in our way of thinking, way of talking, way of living, and something like that. So this is the same thing also. We've got the backcasting process. I'm not going to go deeply inside in backcasting and difference from backcasting and forecasting, because there are things that you need to know. I hope that I can cover it at the end of this lecture today, but I'm not pretty sure. But just know that there are different strategies for the way of thinking and way of planning different kinds of things. One of them is the backcasting. This is just a picture. I'm going to go deeply into the backcasting and the differences. And we've got the frame, like a 5-level model here for analyzing the complex system. We've got the whole system at the first. Then we've got success, strategic, action, and tools. These are the different steps that we have to know the things inside and how they are connected. Maybe these pictures, these 5 level and the backcasting and things like that are a bit weird now, because we don't know anything about I'm just imagining that you don't know anything. Okay. But after that we're going to deeply inside each of them. So don't worry about these kind of things. I'm not just going to pass through.
Sorry, I want to know what is the difference between backcasting and frame. Backcasting, I can't understand backcasting.
Yeah, because I didn't say anything about backcasting. I just showed you the slide.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. Right now we're going to work a bit on the 5 level. If you're going to do something, the first item that you need to know is your system. As I said, we agree on that part that we've got a complex system, right? So first of all, we have to know the system, try to analyze the thing or finding the path or something like that. So the first step is the system level. All kinds of variables that you can find in your system is considering in that part. So this is the first item, okay? And after that, we've got the success. You need to know what is your goal and where you're going to be and the thing that you're going to achieve. So this is the second item. You need to know your success level. You need to know your goal. If you don't know where you're going, you can't plan for it. Yeah, you can just walk to, I don't know, Centrum or something like that. But if you plan to go, for example, from here to Trosa, you need to know, first of all, in the system, you need to know anything about the public transportation, how you can go there, the expenses that you have to, I don't know, cover in your analysis. If you're going to buy taxi, it's very different than if you go by bus or train or something like that. So first of all, you need to know the system. Then you need to have the target. You know, you have to go. You have to define your goal as, you know, detailed as possible. And after that, we've got the strategic level, the way that you can go to your target. Here is the place that we can talk about the backcasting and what is backcasting and why we need something like that. And after that, this is the strategy that you're going to reach your goal. So it could be anything. It really depends on you and your situation. The fourth one is the action that you need to do for achieving your goal. You can't do anything for reaching your goal. Sometimes you need to follow the ethics or something like that. So you know what I mean. So depending on your strategy, you need to choose your actions, prioritize them, and go through. And after that, we've got some tools. Like, for example, from going from here to Trosa, you've got lots of tools that you can use. You can use your bike or something like that. You can drive your car or anything. So there are some tools that need to help you. Also consider that tools are part of your system, could be part of your system. So some parts in these kinds of frameworks may be the same. The difference is the way that you're looking through it, okay? For example, here we're going to cook a meal. So this is just sample, one example. For the system level, we've got kitchen. Can you read the? We've got the kitchen and the content, the cook, the gas, electricity, people that are cooking, and something like that. So these are the different factors that you need to know.
What you want to do.
Yeah, for making your meal. So this is just a system. This is the environment that you're going to work in. Okay. The second item is the success. We need delicious, nutritious, hot meal served with, you know, when guests are hungry but not too hungry. So we need to know the goal, and this is the goal. We are not going to serve something. There are some factors like delicious, nutritious. The meat, you know, need to be hot. It shouldn't be cold. So we've got a picture of our goal, and after that there are several strategies that we need to follow. How can I make the best meal? And like there are some factors like speed, care, quality, and the cooking progress, and the things like that are going to be in the strategic level. Here is the place for backcasting, but I really don't want to go through backcasting now. I know that I have to tell you what is backcasting and why we need backcasting in this level, but because I'm going to cover it and talk about the difference between backcasting and forecasting, with that difference you can easily understand the concept of backcasting. So just keep in your mind that we need the backcasting in this session. And after that, there are some actions that you need to do, like you need to go to grocery store and, you know, buying some stuff for making your food. You need I don't know, dishes. You need table, you need to clean the dishes, having the tables ready, you need to know how to make that food and something like that. So these are the actions, not just knowing, the actions that you need to do. Okay? This is really action level. And the last one is the tools, like you need a recipe, you need the pans, you need the stove and oven, and the plates and dishes, something like that. As you can see, there are some similarities between the actions and the system, because you've got your oven also included in your system. You've got your dishes, because first of all, you know that you've got like 10 dishes. Now you can serve to 10 people. Okay, so that's the connection. So if I'm going to analyze some company, or doing something like that, these are the 5 things that I have to know. For anything that you're going to do, if you want to plan something, these are the 5 things that you need to know for, I don't know, reaching your goal as best as possible. So, systems, success, strategic actions, and tools. Is there any questions except backcasting?
No, I want to, if it's possible, bring back one slide before. Thank you, because I want to write.
I can give you the slides. You don't need to.
Oh, thank you.
I was maybe not literally the example they give, but I've seen like cook and whatever in the system, and I was confused whether it's not a tool. Like
which one?
Yeah, the system there when they use the example of cooking a meal. So amongst
system is kitchen, the contents, the cook, gas, electricity, people that.
Yeah. So this gas and electricity are not amongst any tools to use.
We can be both.
Yeah, as I told you, this is the system. You know that you're going to serve your meat in your house, not in the picnic.
Yeah, but this exactly the elements can be also in the tools, because maybe you need to understand how it works and.
Yeah, I know. As I told you, there is a connection between tools and the system. You need to know the difference. First of all, you need to know what kind of things that you have. So I've got electricity, so I can cook in the kitchen. But if you're going to, I don't know, have the day outside in the forest with your friends, you want to cook for them for a party, you need to do something like the barbecue or something like that. You need to do it on fire. You don't have the electricity in your system. Of course, that this is a tool for the system. Yes, dish, the plates, the things like that is your tools, but it's also included in your system. They're not the same thing, just a different way of looking at it. Looking through it.
Backcasting from the text is a vision.
Don't go through backcasting. No, I've got thousands of things that I have to tell you about the backcasting, and I know that this is a major, very, very important part for you. But believe me, there are lots of things that I'm going to say about the backcasting. If I tell you something that you get confused about the backcasting, I have to kill myself, in a few minutes later to just try to make it easy for you. So just forget backcasting. I will come back to the 5 levels again. Backcasting is the way of thinking, way of planning. Just that's enough.
That's enough. No.
Just for now. Just give me a few minutes, then I'm going.
Organization. You said organization.
What is organization?
We were in organization during your speaking.
Yeah, actually, he's reminding you where we were. I think. You were
It
about
means
to.
We were in organization that is 1, 2.
It means
you're
you were to give an example of analysis.
Try to explain more about them.
Right. Now planning. Okay, we know some concepts, except the backcasting thing I know. We're going to plan in a sustainable way. So how if the system is the whole world? There are thousands of factors that you need to consider. As I told you, they are connected, lots of them are connected, like the energy resources can cause war. The lack of water resources or anything like that. The next war, I think, is going to be war for water. The fresh water, the drinkable water that you can use. So how if the system is the whole world? So there are lots of things that you have to consider. And how if the goal is the sustainability? What is sustainability? We don't have the picture, it's just a word, unknown word for us. We can't even find it in the dictionary, okay? Just imagine that. I'm going to tell you the definition of the sustainability, just give me a second. We call this framework FSSD. Let me tell you something about the cycle of nature. Consider Earth. Earth is the closed system with respect to the matter. Why? Who can tell me why?
Is the Earth?
Respect to matter?
Earth is the closed system with respect to matter.
Because there is no exchange of matter.
No, don't lose any matter. Maybe
there are two things. There is no income, and there is no outcome of the matter. So it's a closed thing. Yes, there are lots of comets that come to the atmosphere and just, I don't know, burn or something. But if you just divided the scale, the mass of that thing to the mass of the Earth it's nothing. So you can easily say that there's no matter that comes in our system. The system is Earth, and there are some satellites that are going through the Earth. But if you do the scaling again, it's just maybe 1.0000001% of the whole mass is just going outside. So you can easily say that we are the closed system in respect of matter. This is the question that I'm sure that it's going to be in your exam. Why it's closed? And regarding the energy, it's an open system. Because there are lots of, we've got our energy from the sun.
From one way, is from the form to another form.
This is the second thing that I'm going to go. Like, for example, the warm that you've got now in the summer or something, it's from the sun. So it's coming from somewhere else, our system. And some parts are going outside. I'm going to show you in the picture also. Just want to give you the reason that why it's close to matter and open system respect to the energy. Do you know that?
It means open system, every energy from outside the Earth can
outside. Is it open system or closed system now?
Right now it's closed.
Right now it's closed. But if I open the door and someone go through, something like that.
Transfer of energy.
Yeah, but imagine that there's a heater on the other side and the door is closed. The heat can move from that glass also. Or we can lose some, I don't know, temperature from here to outside. Imagine that outside is, I don't know, something. So that's my point. So this is going to be 100% sure. Kill me if it
comes already in the first exam.
Yeah, sorry.
In the first assignment. It can
this is going to be your question. So this is that simple that I told you. Okay. So as I told you, there are the concepts about the Earth and the natural laws that we need to know. And here we've got two parts. This is the lithosphere under the surface of the Earth, planet Earth. And here is the biosphere. Biosphere is the space that we all live in. We've got plants, we've got animals, human, and the things on the biosphere. Okay. Our system is open system respect to the energy, as you can see. There's I don't know, heat and light and lots of things coming from the Earth, and it's closed system respecting to the matter. Nothing disappears. The physics law. And everything dispersed, like for example, if you've got heat in some kind of balloon or something, if you let it go, it's going to spread all over around you. So this is a matter that you need to know, but we know that it's the closed system respect to the matter. This is a cycle. You know the meaning of this cycle. Like the animals are, I don't know, eating vegetables, some people are eating animals, and so this is the life cycle, something for that, imagine that. We've got some geological cycle here, sedimentation and mineralization. It's going to take maybe like thousands of years for, I don't know, if we can have coal or something like that, the oil, gas or something like that, but it exists. So this is the connection between the biosphere and lithosphere. And From the other way, we've got the volcano eruptions and weathering. So this cycle is connected. This is a very, very, very slow. As you can see, the thickness of the arrow, but this one is very, thick.
Isn't it for earthquake?
Lithosphere, that's actually under the ground. You can't find any living things. Okay, so this is the thing that you need to know. It's going to be one of your questions also.
Oh, yeah.
So is there anything not understandable? We've got the photosynthesis system here also, so you know the meaning. So everything is clear now, right?
Yeah.
So if someone asks you about the connection between biosphere and lithosphere, there are two connections, two way of transferring things between them. Geological cycle, we've got sedimentation and mineralization, and the other way is volcanic eruptions and weathering.
Yeah.
Yes?
Just clear, right?
This is going to be one of your questions also. So, okay, let's talk about the society and the people. There are some needs. There are some needs that you need to know. I know that this slide is not connected to the previous one, and maybe it's not connected to the next one, but we're going to connect it. As I told you, the system is the whole Earth, is the whole, universe, the whole world. Okay, so we're going to see the different things. So don't say that, okay, what is the connection between that one and lithosphere and biosphere and backcasting? What is the connection? I'm going to tell you, this is the thing that's happening. This is the thing that's happening in the nature, or I can say that this is the thing that's supposed to happen in the nature. We know that it used to be, but we're going to keep it the way it is. But I'm going to tell you that this cycle is broken now for some reason that we're going to discuss. And after that, we are the member of that cycle, right? So we also have some needs. So for covering our needs, we are doing something that is going to affect on that cycle. So we're going to just get closer. So don't just tell me that what is the connection between these kinds of things, okay? There is a connection.
Yeah. It's related to social science, identity, I think. I can.
Yeah, it could be related to social science, yeah. But you need to know some parts. I'm going to tell you.
I suppose it's in chapter 6 of this book. It's identity. It's about social science.
I don't care about the chapter numbers, because the thing that I'm carrying now is the system that we're going to discuss.
Yeah.
There are some parts that is going to be present in that system, and I'm going to cover that thing. So I don't know if you have it in the first chapter, second, or third. If you need it or no, but if you want to analyze your system, you need to know something. You need to know your system.
Yeah.
So first of all, you have to know the system. So this is a part of the system. So the needs are universal. It's everywhere, in every culture, and in every historical period. And it's interrelated, and it's interactive, so it's alive. And you can easily find it everywhere. And the second thing is, it doesn't matter between the generation. All generation, all the people on these earths got these kinds of needs. And after that, there is a difference between the need and satisfiers. Very, 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 very big difference. The thing that we think that is need is actually satisfier. Can you tell me one of the needs for you to, I don't know, live? Food is not, it's not need. Sorry.
It's not it?
No.
Freedom.
Oh, yeah, freedom.
Identity.
Maybe knowledge.
No.
Knowledge?
No.
Air for breathing.
No.
Talking about an...
No, all of them are satisfiers. You know why? Because the definition of the need, it needs to be, I don't know, universal. Like the food. Your national food is something. It's completely weird for someone else. They don't even touch it.
Yeah.
Is it what kind of thing that you're eating? I hate it. So food is something that belongs to some parts. Maybe some of them are global now, but there are some factors. It's not the same thing in all the cultures. It's not the same thing in all the periods.
Air or
The life,
water?
Air is what is air? You mean breathe? No, that's different concept also. That's the satisfier. It's a very big concept. If you want to know the
What about life?
life,
Yeah.
we are talking.
Yeah,
We are talking about life. You're going to get close to one of the needs. Well, not that close, but it's a bit close. It's closer than the food. So there is as you can see, there is a bigger thing than the food. You need to exist, right? So existence.
Breathing.
Existence is the need. For being existed, you need to drink, you need to breathe, you need to have the food. So being alive is that it's not a need, but yeah, it could be a need. Right now it's a good example. Okay, you need to survive, you need to live. So that's the thing, is that it's the universe, it's the same thing in all the culture, in all the different periods of the, history. Okay, so survive is something, but food, that's the different word. Okay, I'm not going to stay here that much time, but believe me, there's a difference between human needs and satisfiers. Lots of things that we're going to think, we used to think, that they are needs, they were satisfiers. So we're going to know the difference between them. What we need to do if we have to know the success in our global way. This is the very, 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 very important thing that you need to know. If you know that slide, if you can recognize these letters, or if you can memorize them, or I don't know, if you can deal with these letters, you can easily go through everything. But otherwise, you can continue. The definition of sustainable development is meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs. Yes, you need to live, and yes, you need that was the need, and I'm going to satisfy it. Yes, you need the food, but the point is, can you do something, can you eat all the fishes around the world without taking care of next generation?
No.
So that's the point. That's the point. We need to cover our needs. So there are two things. First of all, we need something. So we have to earn it somehow. But most importantly is it shouldn't be compromising the ability of the future generation to have it also. Cover our needs with respect to the future's benefits. This is the sustainable development. If you make something that it covers your need, but it wasn't good for the next generation, or because of the lack of resources or something, they're going to be in trouble. That's not the sustainable development. Yes, you develop it. You built a very good highway between here and, I don't know, somewhere else to the moon. Okay, but it's not good for the next generation. So if you consider these two, your needs and next generation's needs, that's the development which we can say is sustainable. Sorry for interruption.
I think it's in the sustainable principle number 4. It's close.
What is principle? I don't know the
human
principles.
aren't object to situations that generation.
Wait, I didn't say anything about the principle yet. Yeah.
No, I just want to know, because in sustainability principle 4 we have something like this.
Yes, there is something like this, as you said.
Actually, all the principles are.
Wait.
Yes,
Don't go to the principles.
Yeah.
You didn't say anything about the principle yet. First of all, you need to really digest these words.
Yeah.
Sustainable development is the way of making things, running things, having things in the way that you can cover your needs, and it shouldn't be against the next generation's will. That's the thing that I'm going to ask you to learn. But not just learn, even digest it. Okay. So there are some, we're going to discuss it in just a little briefly for 2 minutes in 2 different parts, like the physical and social. In the physical, we've got the chemical means and physical means. In the chemical means there are things that import outside of the system, like the mining fossil fuel, something like that. So these are the concepts that they are. First of all, they're not social; they're physical. In the physical, we've got the chemical means and physical means in the physical system. And in the chemical, like we have the mining fossil fuels and the thing. So this is the thing. Remember that I told you that we used to think that we've got unlimited resources. The first slide that I showed. That was the thing. That was the thing that I told you. The first item is the way of thinking. We are thinking that we've got unlimited resources. Remember that?
Yes.
But it's not yes. But it's not correct. We don't have unlimited resources of the, I don't know, the mineral stones or something like that, the fossil fuels. So there's also next generation that we have to consider somehow. Okay. In the chemical means there are this has existed, imported from the outside of the system. Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
That was terrible. That was awful. Okay. And so this is from lithosphere to biosphere, and these are the chemical things that we are going to have, like the CFC gases, like the DET, I don't know, factors and something like that. So this is the chemical part, and the physical, like the clear cuts. We're going to build a very good city, the modern city or something, right in front of the forest. So we have to clear cut everything. Is there something that you want to say? Okay.
Clear cut?
Like you just destroy everything in the forest, just clear cut everything and make it flat that you can with a park or something like that. Over harvesting is also the same.
Yeah.
You can expect
Excuse me, substance from within the systems usually meant by humans, such as CFC.
Yeah, they are created by the humans. They are yeah. We create them. It's not the natural thing. It's not like the fossil fuel. Fossil fuel existed on the system, but it wasn't in the biosphere. It was in the lithosphere. So we just extracted somehow from the lithosphere and inserted in the biosphere. So it was already in the system, but it wasn't on the correct place.
Yeah.
The correct place was somewhere else. And this is the chemical
emissions,
things, substances that we just made, like the CFC, PCB. And after that, we've got, I told you the physical means like the clear cuts, overall resting and the things. And the social system, we've got abuse of power, for example. So the physical system is finished now. We've got the social system here, abuse of power. Okay? And there are two things, political abuse of power and economical. In the political, there is no permitting free speech, workers, you know, you don't allow to have the unions, like the laborers thing. So this is the political abuse of power. Okay. And after that, the economical abuse, like the child labor, low salaries, long working hours, and something like that. So these are the factors. Remember that we're talking about the planet Earth. So what is the connection between like the freedom of speech and the planet of Earth and biosphere and lithosphere? It looks like they are completely different things, but they're not. We're talking about the system, and when we're going to illustrate and put them on the FSSB, that 5-level framework, in the system we've got some factors. Maybe it's going to affect, and maybe not. We don't know. So the last slide that I'm going to show you now, before the break, is, this is the cycle now. Happy now?
Yeah.
Yeah. It shouldn't be happy. So this is the thing. It's not the normal comings from the lithosphere to the biosphere, because we are going to look for fossil fuels and the things, and we actually destroyed everything. So this is just one thing. I'm going to, after like 15 minutes break.
Normal and it's
yeah, it's not normal. You can easily say that you kill the cycle.
This violation of system.
By what?
Yeah, don't go any versus violation. Promise you. The next slide is the principle. So I know what is the principle and the violation.
Sorry, how can it
Yes,
affect the
like with the CFCs, like where is it?
Yeah.
Here?
CO2 and whatever.
Yeah, you're going to kill that part.
I see.
No, because of the air pollution and the things. After that, it's going to come to the climate change.
Yeah.
So climate change is going to destroy lots of things. Over-harvesting is also putting, clear cuts is also affecting on that. So you will kill the cycle. And you also,
I see.
killing animals for your needs
Destroy
that you
their
can
forest.
cover with something else, but you're not going to do so, and you're going to make lots of products, and after that you don't know what to do with your waste. So the best way is burn them and send them to the atmosphere that you're going to breathe. Or the genius way of thinking is digging a hole and just put them there. Okay, we can't see it, so there's no problem. No, it's not the same way of thinking. So this is the infected cycle that we kill ourselves to make it happen. So we're going to have a rest for 15 minutes. So this part is about the principles that you already, I think, know. So there are 4 items, there are 4 principles that you need to know, and we're going to figure out the difference, and we're going to connect them to the thing that I told you. So we're going to cover the principles now, and it's very, very, very simple. I think in less than 10 seconds you can understand which ones is SP1, 2, 3, and 4, because it's very simple, so don't get confused with the definition of the words. Forget about the words, I'm just going to cover it. Nature is not subject to systematic increase in the first one, concentration of the substances extracted from the earth's crust. So we're going to talk anything that is originated from the earth's crust, like the fossil fuels, like the coal, like the gold, like the copper, like anything that is going to originate from the earth's crust. So this is the first one. As you can see, this is some kind of chemical. You will see. I will tell you later. The second one, concentration of materials produced by society, such as
Yeah.
These gases.
Yeah, the greenhouse gases, anything like that. So first of all, we're talking about the products, the substances that are they're produced by society. So it's very easy to find out. The second one is the degradation by physical means, like deforestation. Okay, so it's physical mean. It's really physical. Overharvesting. Anything that you can feel it, it's physical. So, one rule, if it was the chemical thing, it's 1 or 2. The chemicals are 1 or 2. If it was from the earth's crust, it's 1, like the gold, like the mining things. Okay. If it's gold, copper, and the thing that you need to extract it, you need to, have mine or something like that. It's just a sample. Okay, I'm just trying to make it simple for you. Okay, so we're talking about the elements that are originated from the earth's crust. It's chemical. The second one is the chemicals produced by society. It's still chemical, like CO2, like the CFC, like EDT, things like that. So if they are chemical, you can find a chemical formula for them. So if it was chemical 1 or 2 from the earth, 1 produced by society 2. Okay, don't get confused. The third one is 100% different thing. It's a physical. It's a physical. You can sense it. And the fourth one, people are not subjected to the things like the poverty, being poor, freedom of speech, child labor, anything like that. It's like the mental thing. You can consider them as a mental. They're not physical. They're not chemical. They're all related to the society. Like the money, like the poverty, I don't know, like the lack of, I don't know, something.
Not physical, not chemical.
It's just for the society. The child labor. It's not chemical. It's not physical. The freedom of the speech. Is it chemical?
It's social.
Is it physical? It's something belongs to the society. So we're going to put it in the fourth one. So it's a very simple freedom of the speech.
Ah yeah, SP. It means
SP4. SP4. Okay, very simple formula. If I give you like the list of thousands of items, you can easily understand. If you know the meaning of the word, you can easily understand whether it's 1, 2, 3, or 4. So it's very simple. Chemical, 1 or 2.
Oh yeah.
You know the difference between 1 and 2. Physical, without thinking, 3. If it's related to the society, not the materials and substances produced by society, we're not going to talk about the chemical things.
Would you please more example about physical?
Physical.
Yeah. SP4, SP3.
Building a road, building a town, I don't know, making effective, I don't know, cutting the trees, killing the I don't know, anything could be. Yeah, there are plenty of items. So you know the whole system approach, you know the whole system thinking, and the system conditions that we're going to cover. It's a whole system thinking. It's scientifically derived. It can be used anywhere, like companies, governments, individuals, and something like that, and help to define the goal. I'm not going to cover that too much. So this is the 4 principles that I already told you. As you can see in here for the first one, concentration of the substances. So we're talking about the elements, chemical elements, extracted from the earth's crust, extracted. Okay, it's like the mine, something like that. It is just making it simple, trying to let you know as good as possible. Because if you know these kinds of things, it's going to be like lots of problems you're going to solve. I can tell you that with this lecture, you already passed like half of your score, something like that. So if I've got time to finish till the end of the ABCD, I think at least half of the book is covered. The second one is the concentration of the substances produced by society. Second of all, we're talking about the substances also. It's a chemical element. The difference between these two, that's extracted from the earth, and the other one is produced by society. It's very simple to understand. Second one, degradation by physical means. Anything that you degrade by the society. Sorry, by the physical means. By the physical means, and the other thing, anything that is going to happen in the society is a subject. We're talking about the needs of the people. Remember that I told you about the needs, difference between needs and satisfier? This is the place that we're going to put them.
I just want to know the definition exactly this, because it's a little confused for me. People are not subject to conditions that systematically undermine. What's the definition?
I told you, forget about the text. The text is. So this is just a review. This is just about the complexity of the sustainable challenges. As I told you, that all of them are connected to each other. The other thing that if you want to pass this file, you need to go survivally from here to out there. If you hit that barrier, you will die actually. So that's our aim, to pass it as much as possible. And after that, we've got the backcasting process, which I didn't cover. I know that. So this is the thing that I'm going to cover now.
Did you teach or explain about Onları paradigm before?
No, and I don't think that you need. Don't force me to say so. But yeah. I told you about the 5 levels, and here, as you can see, the FSSD, which is you will have it in your exam, is the framework strategic sustainable development. As I told you, the system.
Oh yeah.
The success, strategic actions and tools with respect to the cycle of the nature. So you need to cover that also. We're going to work on that in the ABCD model. I don't know if I can cover it. We're going to cover that. I hope so. And after that, I told you about the cycle. I told you about the needs and difference between here difference between the need and the satisfier we're going to talk about. So about the FSSD system, you've got your cycle there, and we talk about the basic science, and we talked about the human needs. We already covered that one also. This is the fundamental human needs. As you can see in the table, I'm going to give you this file, so don't worry, you don't need to write anything like that. The need is subsistence, and it's like having food, or shelter, or work, or being physical and mental health, and doing feed, clothe, rest, and work, and something like that. So these are, most of the time, we're thinking that these are the needs.
Mm.
Having the food is not the need, surviving is the need.
Mm-hmm.
As said in here, subsistence. Then the next one is the protection. Having the social security, health system, and work, and so, or something like that, or caring, adopting, something like that. There are satisfiers. The need is the protection. The other one, affection, the friendship, family, relation, I don't know, respect, sense of humor, privacy, things like that. So there are satisfiers, there are elements in that thing. Participation, you need to take a responsibility of something. You need to have your rights. Leisure, you need to get relaxed, playing games, having a party, peace in mind. So these kinds of things are not your need. These are the satisfier. Maybe you like a quiet party, I like a noisy one. You like to dance, I would like to, I don't know, walk, swim, doing whatever as a leisure. So the leisure is the need. And the games, parties, and the things are going to be elements in the need. They're going to be satisfiers. So you need to know, this is one of the questions that you definitely will have in your exam. Is there anything you want to say?
No.
No, okay. Then creation, I'm going to pass through it. Understanding, identity, freedom, and something like that. So you have to know about the satisfier. So the satisfier is different in different kinds of people. We've got very wide range of definition for these kinds of satisfiers. The food that you like, I hate it. It's not, I don't even need it, it will kill me. Or the way of the, you're going to have party, I'm just going to get bored. I'm not going to have fun in those kind of parties. It's not the same thing in different kinds of place, in different kinds of ages, or something like that. And they are likely differ over time. Your leisure 20 years ago was different than whatever it is now. So it's going to be different in different time, even in your life. Even just in your life. And there are places, circumstances, person, culture, so it's going to be different. And there is no one-to-one connection between need and satisfier. So as I said, it's a very variety of the things. So you need to know these kinds of things. Now we've got reflection I'm going to pass through. Then we've got in the success level, as you can see in here, you know that I told you about success level, that you need to define your goal.
Mm-hmm.
You need to consider these items in your goal. It means that whatever that you're going to plan for it in the 5-level framework, when you go into the strategy, you need to know these kinds of things.
I see.
There are people who there are some satisfier and needs of the people, so you need to respect that. If you violate any of them, you have to overcome it. You have to do some kind of action in the later layer to override this problem. If you are degrading anything in the physical means, so you've got the violations principle number 3. So, and so on and so forth for the next 2 items. So you're going to have it in the success level. You've got a very good picture of the principle now, right or wrong? Right?
Yeah.
You know how to use it now.
Yeah.
And you know the success also. And you know the system. I told you that. We're going to talk about the whole system. Anything that could be connected to your project. So if you want to have the better result, you have to do your best in trying to estimating your scope. As we've got the word for it in here, the system.
Sorry, I can't understand the relationship between success and necessity.
Success and SSD.
I-
Success is the second layer of SSD.
Yeah.
Framework,
She means, yeah.
society,
She means
I
for the
This is the
incident.
success.
I see.
In the system, you need to consider everything. In the success, you have to consider
Need to
these
be
items.
defined. Okay, I see.
In the strategy, we're going to talk about backcasting now.
Okay, thank you.
Because you know the action, you know the tools, and you know the things.
I see.
Oh, you say that without pay attention to four principles, we don't have any success in reality.
We are talking not about the success in general form. We are talking about the success in the FSSD. And this field is sustainable development. Maybe you can reach your goal, but they're not sustainable. What is sustainable? The thing that you can cover your needs without eliminating the next generation's resources, rights, anything like that. To get the picture? You can reach your success even without these kinds of things, but they're not going to be sustainable. Why? It's not on the frame. And so on and so forth for the definition of the sustainable. So if you're going to understand the thing that I'm going to tell you, have the definition in front of you all the times. You need to wear the glasses of the sustainability and talk and think and do and something like that, okay? So we're going to see anything through the sustainability development, not just development, yeah. We are having the cell phones, it's a very good thing, but just 9% of the material that you're going to use in your cell phone is recyclable. There are lots of items, there are lots of elements that you need to extract from the earth's crust. There are lots of chemicals that you're going to produce chemical when you're going to waste it. There are lots of physical things that you're going to destroy for having it, and there are the things about the poverty and the labor and the things also in principle for just for making the cell phone. It's a very good innovation. It's a very useful thing. All of us at least got one cell phone in our pockets, or the laptop, or something like that. But you can't do recycle on that thing. Just 9% of it. So you're going to be like, I don't know, some kind of engineer, and you're going to design something, and you're going to plan it, like you are mechanical engineer, electrical engineer, something like that. In next 10 years, you're going to innovate something. You need to have your system. Consider these things also, please. That's the only aim of that course, this course. Sorry. Please, go through. Yes. Yes. Okay. There are two. I told you about this whole system thing, so it's over now. I told you about the success layer. I told you that you need to take a very good look at the principles and define your goal, right? So the first two option is over now. We're going to talk about the strategy, okay? Now it's time to talk about the backcasting or forecasting and things like that. Hopefully I can cover it also. What is forecasting? Who can tell me the definition of forecasting? Do you know the backcasting or no? Am I killing myself without reason?
Oh, maybe we know it briefly.
Briefly, okay.
Yeah. For forecasting.
What is forecasting?
Oh,
Forecasting?
Mm-hmm.
Forecasting, we know in the future what happens.
How do you know?
For predicting and estimating.
Are you a magician?
Estimating some data from here.
So this is not the magician.
Analyzing the data from here to future.
Okay.
yeah. It's a way to look at what is there now
Okay.
and what is happening now, maybe, and what has happened before. Then to try to predict what will be
Okay.
What do we need?
Yeah.
Is it 100% correct?
Yeah, no.
If you don't know. 90%?
But if we can compare to the backcasting,
No, we're not talking about backcasting.
Forecasting.
Just forecast.
Yeah.
Just tell me forecast.
yes, we base on what is now here now. Yeah, we
So you
plan,
tell me
we
the
do
factors.
everything according to what we know only, or what's
Exactly.
happening.
So this is the factors of the forecasting. Do you know the thing that we're going to talk about? Yes? And Another thing. Okay, the forecasting, as you can see on the board, is the previous and current trends apply to the future. So we are talking about the things that we have experienced before. So the things that have happened like 10 years that we're going to have our measurement, that we're going to gather data or something like that, and the current situation. So this is the forecasting. Okay, this is one of your questions. The difference between forecasting and backcasting. For answering this question, you need to know each term.
Means forecasting is according to data, estimation?
I didn't say anything like that. I just say that forecasting is based on the current situation and information that we had from like 10 years before the experimentation or something like that. So it's based on the past and present.
It's based between the past and present?
Not between.
Oh.
Past and present, both. Okay?
Or
You can find a pattern that you can say that, yeah, if the degree gets below 20 degrees, and if I don't know, it's like 20% of moisture or something like that, and if it's windy, the speed of wind is more than 30 kilometers per hour, if it's like that, we had a pattern that it's going to rain like 2 inches a day. So you had experience before, you've got some data and measurements from the past, and you can see the situation now. Then you're going to open your maps, try to find similarities between the things that are going to happen now and the pattern that you've got from before. According to these kinds of information from the present and the past, you can say that yes, tomorrow is rainy and it's like 80% of rain, 1 inch of rain in this city, and in that city it's going to be like the mostly sunny, lightly sunny, something like that. So you're going to predict it based on the current situation and the information that you've got from the past. Okay? Second one, our future is quite a bit the same as the present. Because, why? Because we don't know if someone asks you that, what is the percentage of, for example, we've got snow tomorrow. Tell me. The percentage of having snow tomorrow, really tomorrow.
Snow?
Snow, yes, snow. Have you seen snow before in your country?
No, for tomorrow.
Never. Yes, for tomorrow. What is the percentage? You say 0.
Yeah.
Definitely 0. Definitely 0. There is nothing else. Why? Because today is not winter.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have the picture now. But there are tens of factors. Yeah, if that thing happened and that thing happened and that thing happened, yes. But it's not going to happen. Tomorrow is definitely 0 for snowing. What I'm going to say is, if like 100 years ago someone said that, yeah, there are going to be vehicles that can drive for like 30 kilometers per hour in the highway, nobody would even, yeah, because you said that, yeah, it's a crappy guy, it's a silly boy or girl or something. No one will count on you, and no one is going to buy a word for that, because it's not the same as the present, their present, okay? So our future for forecasting is much more likely as the present, but with some kind of difference. It's not that giant thing, it's not that big difference, but it's quite the same, okay? So that's the second one. And the third one is that we're going to fix the current problem. Yeah, we've got a problem now, so we're not going to think about something else. We've got a problem now. We have to, I don't know, do something for that. So we're going to do some changes for just solving that problem. Definitely you're not going to think about the other factors. Maybe yes, but not always. Your concern is something that is 100% different than the one that is got in his head or mine or something like that. So you're going to focus on solving your problem. So that's the forecasting. If there's anything weird about the forecasting, ask me now. No? But in the backcasting, free your mind. I don't need it to be real. Free your mind. Just say something. What do you like to be in the tomorrow? So the innovation will come.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe they're not possible at the moment. We don't have the technology or something like that. But we are going to moon.
It was building a desirable future.
Yeah. So the first item is a freedom mind. We've got the creativity now. It's you don't have to focus on what is realistic today. Okay? So we're not going to talk about the reality of the situation now. Why? Because there are things that we're going to cover. I'm going to make it like a clear day for you, so just give me a second. After that, if you have some kind of goal, if you want to go to the centrum, there are thousands of the ways that you can go. You can walk from here, you can go from that road. For example, I'm walking my dog, so I prefer somewhere with not too much traffic or something like that. I don't have any problem with the people, but I prefer less cars. But if you want to go with your bicycle, you prefer to, I don't know, drive on the road.
Thousand ways.
So there are ways that you can clear cut them. You can not clear cut. You can edit them anytime that you want. So you've got some kind of chance to correct the thing. So there are plenty of ways, and also you can correct them. And if any kinds of happening, any kinds of accident, any kinds of things that you didn't consider at the beginning because you just free your mind and say, yeah, I'm going to walk on the moon. You didn't think about the problem. So if anything happened during that, you've got time to adjust yourself to the situation.
We have time to adjust ourselves to the situation?
Yes, somehow. Why and how we're going to say so. So this is the difference between forecasting and backcasting. Just a short story. The backcasting, you just free your mind and think about anything that you want in the future. And after that, different ways to reach the goal. And after that, it's a flexible system that you can adjust yourself with the circumstances that are going to happen during your, I don't know, experience, something like that in your scenario. Okay? So this is the backcasting. And what we're going to do. First of all, we begin with the end in our mind. You're here now. We're going to have the vision. Yes, in future, I'm going to graduate from the BTH. In 4 years, I don't know, in 6 years, I'm going to graduate. Okay? So, the backcasting is always start from the future. You've got a vision. It's just a vision. You just have something in your mind that, yes, I'm going to be graduated. So there are some characteristics for the graduate guy. So you have the picture in your head. Maybe it's not 100% clear, but you've got your goal. Okay? So this is the first item. Okay, we've got 2 items here for the vision. We can follow the scenario like I want to buy a house with a big kitchen because I like to cook. 1 bedroom is enough for me because I'm one guy in the apartment, and just middle living room is quite enough. My factor is my kitchen because I like to spend much time in my house, so I like the big kitchen. So that's the picture. So for the way of these kinds of thinking with the scenario base, you've got a picture of the thing that you're going to have. Okay, there is a picture in your head. I'm going to buy a red building. You've got a picture of your scenario. Okay. The second item is you don't have the picture of the thing that you need, but there are some principles. Okay, I'm a student. I'm going to Karlskrona. I have to live in Karlskrona for a while. So I've got, this kind of budget. I have to be as close as possible to university. I prefer not to pay for the internet. I prefer to walk to university, but if it's too expensive, I can be far, but not too far. At least just, 1 bus stop, few bus stops, something like that. So you've got the principle in your head. You don't even think about the picture of the house. Kitchen, bedroom, something like that. So for the scenario base, you've got a correct picture of the things in your head. for the scenario based. But for the principle, you don't have the picture. You don't need the picture. These are the important things for you. The other one, the scenario based for buying a house, I just want the big house with a big kitchen, yellow building, something like that. You don't even care whether it's in the Karlskrona, outside the town, near campus, far from campus, in the centrum, quiet area, not quiet area, okay? So in the backcasting, there are two different methods of planning. From the scenario, if you've got a picture like the puzzle that you're going to solve, if you want to solve the puzzle of the, I don't know, it's a picture of a, I don't know, cat, something like that. If you want to solve the puzzle, you've got the picture in your head, you know that you're going to make it same look like a cat. So you've got a picture of your target in your head. But how about chess? Do you have the picture of the end of the game? No, but you know the rules how to play chess. So according to the rule, you try to beat the person in front of you. You don't know how you're going to beat him, but you don't know the rules that you can do it. Okay? So this is another example. This is another example for having a scenario in your head or following the principles. Okay? Did you get my point?
Yes.
So if I talk about the vision in future, it depends on you whether you've got a picture or you prefer to have a principle.
Yeah.
Okay, so I told you that there are scenarios and principles for that. I'm going to get through these things. Like as I said, if you've got the scenario-based thing, you want to live in Karlskrona, Sweden, if the cost should be between these two, you need a red fence, an alarm, 3-bedroom, something like that. But in the principle, you need to know whether it's close to the walking, something like it should be affordable, it should be comfortable and safe, something like you need gardens, a studio, and something like that. So this is the difference between the scenario and the principle based. For the next session, we're going to talk about how to use the FSSB, and we're going to finish the ABCD model. The backcasting is not finished yet. We're going to talk about backcasting. Just know that for backcasting, we're going to start from future. You're going to have the vision, and there are two ways of having that vision, with scenario or with the principle. That's just like 10% or, I don't know, few percent of the backcasting. So it's not over yet. See you next session.